Welcome to yet again another episode of NCAA, the newscast against altitude. I'm Brady Spiker, joined alongside me is Jay Byler, and today the runner world is celebrating the life of Steve Prefontaine, who turned 66 today. And let's not forget his famous quote, "I race to see who has the most guts at sea level, not altitude."
There's a big race this weekend here in Concordia, Moorhead, as the Dragons travel across 8th Street to take on the Cobbers. Now we go over to Chief Meteorologist Brandon Selbig.
Thanks, guys. Hey, everyone, your favorite meteorologist here, Brandon Selbig, and we got some big invites and some great weather this weekend. As you can see up here in the Washington area, we have the University of Washington Invitational this weekend, and although we got some flurries right now, I promise you clear skies for travel this weekend, and there's going to be some fast times coming out of there. Speaking of flurries, we had some flurries down here in the Colorado area this week, but this weekend the flurries will be gone. We're talking cloudy skies, cloudy with a chance of conversions. That's just how it is. Now let's not forget about up in New York, my home state, we have the New Braunfels Grand Prix. You know, there's not going to be any conversions coming out of there, but we're talking fast times with a lot of professionals and a lot of good athletes. Now, as Jay said earlier, we're going across 8th Street this weekend to go to the Cobber Invitational. We actually have Mitchell Rubke outside Concordia right now. Mitchell?
It's cold. Back to you guys.
It sure is, Mitchell. Thanks for that enthusiasm. Now we send it to Jay for Respect Weekly.
Hey everyone, it's Jay here with the Respect Weekly. We've had a big past weekend here across the U.S. First we go to Andrew Sweeney. Apparently he's Selbig's friend from New York. Kid can't stay healthy to save his life, but impressive time in 2:34, I guess. Now we go over to Kendra Foley out of Grand Valley State. Second in D2 of the 449 mile, but first with no conversions. And then for the men's Respect Weekly, we're going to have Stephen Brown. Look at this little goofball running an 8:31 3K in South Dakota State. Leads the NSIC. Now back to you.
Thanks for that, Jay. That really is some respect. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I ask that you get your tissues ready as we go over to Brady Spiker as he has a very touching story. Brady?
This week I bring you a tragic story of a victim of altitude conversions. He asked to remain anonymous and will dim the lighting when he talks. Thanks for joining us today. Well, thanks for having me. It was very hard for me to come forward. So I understand you're from the altitude region, aka Colorado. I just want to know, what's your story and what made you come forward? Yeah, my story is a complex one. You know, I was running outdoor. You know, I ran like 3:54 in the 1500, a huge PR, and I look on TFRS that night and they knocked off like 8 seconds. Before I knew it, I qualified automatically for nationals, and I went down there and I just got embarrassed. I think I took last by like 8 seconds, and you know, I just didn't deserve to be. Wow, that's really brave, and for you to get humiliated like that at the national meet, that's gotta just hurt your ego. What steps do you see the NCAA taking to prevent this further? You know, I really hope the NCAA takes my experience and learns from it, and they really make us prove our altitude times down at sea level, and they just don't throw us in there expecting us that we can hit these unrealistic conversion times. Wow, your story truly is remarkable. Thank you for your time, and hopefully this makes a difference. Back to you guys.
That really is tragic, and I hope that someday he's able to recover from it. Now we go to Nadir Yusuf with his weekly segment. Nadir?
Well, thanks for having me again, guys. My name is Nadir, if you don't remember. Today I'm going to be talking about my boy, Isaiah Barlow, right here. He's been nagging some injuries throughout the years. Now he's finally healthy, running at STSU. Guess we'll see what this brings now. Back to you.
Thanks, Nadir, for showing us where that local athlete is now. Recently, our episodes have been getting a lot of publicity. The last one on Let'sRun.com, where our episode 1 was featured on a thread called Against Altitude. What are some of the comments, Brandon?
Well, the first kind of meaningful comment. These crybabies get their can rocked at nationals every year by guys who qualified with altitude converted times.
You know, now that I think of it, I have got rocked a couple times at nationals. Good comment.
Same. The next comment, kind of long. How long do these guys think this laugh will last before they're dealing with cyberbullying issues? It's 2017. You can't make fun of people online with your face in it and not expect to need a lawyer soon.
You know, I did say we should wear masks, and
We can't afford lawyers. We're college students.
It's very true. Plus, quick look at TFER shows this team has absolutely no business calling out schools from altitude. Their performances are laughable.
Now that has some truth in it. You guys should have seen Selbig's 3K last weekend.
You know, it is very true. We've had some bad times, we've had some good times, but if we don't call out these teams, who's gonna?
Well, guys, thanks for joining in. Hope to see you next week. And just remember, we don't tell you what you want to hear. We tell you what you need to hear. Good night, everybody.